JR, when was the last time you were on Instagram and how long did you scroll?
It was definitely 2 months ago at least. I guess I went on to try and like delete it, so I was on pretty quickly, on and off, and then I had to go on a computer. So
you deleted Instagram?
Yeah.
I got that dish. Got that. I got that dish. 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 I got that dish. I got that dish. That dish.
Hey y'all, it's Onika.
And JR.
And you are dishing with Dainty Dish. How you doing today, JR?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Having a great time.
You having a great time?
I'm having a great time. Life is just like La Viva Bella.
Okay.
Which is shocking for the season. I think I had that dip last month, and everything's coming up Onika this month, I'd like to say.
Everything's coming up Onika. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you deleted your Instagram account?
Yeah, I did that. I deleted it, yes.
Do you mind my asking why?
I just thought it was a distraction.
That's so interesting that you say that. That's the conversation I want to have with you today about Instagram.
Oh, you planned this, didn't you?
I had no idea when I asked you the question that I did that you were off the gram. Like, I'm still on it though.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm still on it. I just didn't know that you were off the gram. And Instagram's been in the news recently. Last week, Instagram announced that they were going to be censoring diet and cosmetic surgery ads for people under 18 years old.
Say that again.
So they're going to be censoring diet and cosmetic surgery advertisements or posts. Sorry, not advertisements, posts for people under the age of 18.
Okay. I disagree.
What? Why do you disagree with that?
Have you ever been outside in the U.S.?
Yeah. I think I know where you're going.
Have you not seen the posters and the billboards everywhere? So you're telling me that it's okay for them to be outside plastered everywhere, but it's not okay for it to be seen on a device. But it's okay then to be seen on the television in a commercial, but it's okay to be seen in a print ad. What is this? Get out of here. That's censorship. That's where it starts.
I don't completely disagree with this decision on Instagram's part. Just a couple of quick facts. 1 billion people a month are on Instagram. 1 billion.
What's your point?
500 million.
What's your point?
Are on in a week. Like,
get
people aren't watching TV anymore. They're not necessarily being influenced by billboards.
Okay.
Like,
but nonetheless, historically, we did not censor these things on those platforms. So why are we starting now? Because
there seems to be a correlation between poor mental health and the posts people are seeing on Instagram.
Well, number one, if you're under 12, you shouldn't be on it. And they typically say you need your parents' permission if you're under that age. And that's because they're basically saying, look, we're not responsible for this. This is bad parenting if your child is on this. This is addictive. And if you want to put them on it, that's cool. If they're under 13, that's your decision. No big deal. Above that, it's free reign, whatever. Do whatever you want. The only reason that we're talking about gearing them to certain age groups is because we can be almost assured that someone is of a specific age before we target them. Whereas before on the other platforms we couldn't. So, okay, so because we have the ability to do it, we are. Is that what you're trying to say?
the ability to target
the ability to restrict the ads. And because we have the ability to restrict them, because we have the ability to police something, we are going to police it. Is that what we're saying?
No, I don't think. I think, in all honesty, I think this is one of those bottom line things. I don't think this really is about mental health. I think it's more Instagram wants people to stay on Instagram. And there's been in the last couple of years, specifically since 2017, there's been in the last couple of years, like Instagram's gotten a really bad rap for the way they go about dealing with mental health. Like,
is it their responsibility?
I mean, I want to say it's not the medium, it's the message. And they're controlling... Well, they don't control the message. We all control the message with this medium. But I just don't see censorship as a bad thing for something like diet-related, like diet teas and lip fillers and like all this. Young people don't need to be seeing that stuff.
Where does it stop?
I don't know. They're also saying that they're going to be censoring dangerous content, but who's to say what's dangerous? Like, content is dangerous to the general public, but who's to say what's dangerous, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, they do police things right now to some degree. I mean, I think you could flag things, and if you believe it's insensitive, it's insensitive. That's the word. Yeah. But yeah, diet pills and cosmetic surgery. I mean, okay, I understand why. I'm just from the vantage point of, okay, this is the beginning. What's next? Are we gonna say, you know what? A lot of people don't like the views of a specific person. Let's actually go as far as saying the views of a specific person that leans right wing. Let's say there's a specific person that leans right wing and is very, very I don't want to use the word extreme, but is very, very vocal and has the ability to garner a large audience with their views. Mm-hmm. Do we have the right to censor them on the platform because we don't agree with their views? As long as they're not necessarily using, the defined words that are and phrases that have been
hate language,
right? Like, where do we stop? Like, where do we draw the line? So that's the reason why I'm saying I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they're not trying to censor people's opinions or their creativity or their identity. It's these specifically these organizations that are advertising towards young, and it's young women. This is what we're talking about. I mean, I'm sure young men have body image issues as well. I'm not saying that there are not men out there that have body image issues, but young women are more and more having these conflicts about their body because they're seeing things online and specifically on Instagram about dieting. And there was this thing I read called Fitspiration. Like, if you hashtag Fitspiration on Instagram, it pulls up a bunch of different influencers that deal with fitness. And it's supposed to, the whole concept and idea of it is supposed to inspire people to want to be healthy and live well. But there's also the negative side to it where it's literally a bunch of very thin women, showing off their abs and stretching and, talking about avocado toast and, things that aren't necessarily helpful to people's mental health or physical health.
Okay, now we know the internet is a place where there's a lot of valuable information, but there's a lot of useless information, and you have to be able to cipher between that information, and that's something that you're taught by your parents. So why are you making it the responsibility of the medium, the platform, to parent your child? I don't have kids, so I'm curious.
I don't either, but the reality is that we can't take away their tech, right? We're at the point in the PNR, I call it the point of no return with technology and social media and social networking sites. We can't just rip it away from them and take it away from them. So I think it's a matter of not just parents, but platforms like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any of the platforms. It's about them working together, with people to solve some of these problems. I mean, I feel like it's up to parents as well as these platforms to put a focus on mental health and the importance of it. And they're not necessarily doing that. They're trying, but I mean, Instagram is owned by Facebook. And I was reading a fact that said right now you can go on Facebook ad manager and target 13 to 18-year-olds who want to do extreme weight loss. You could do that right now. When last week they made this big announcement for Instagram at the annual conference about...
Look, if you don't like it, don't use the platform.
Easier said than done, though.
What do you mean easier said than done?
I'm not on Instagram that much. Like, I do it for the Dainty Dish podcast. I haven't been on my page in forever. I don't really upkeep it. It's not something that, I'm obsessed with or I need to have on a day-to-day basis. So, but for those people who are addicted to it, who do feel like they need to have it or need to be on it to, have relevance in their life, like those people, you can't just say, well, just get off of it. Like, don't do it anymore. It's just easier said than done.
No, it's not. Just delete it. Don't go on it. Like, you can make a choice. You can make a decision. You don't have to be on it. I mean, we didn't say anything. We didn't stop girls from buying Cosmopolitan magazine and all those other magazines that before provided all this information. We didn't censor it. We didn't stop them from getting a subscription that showed up at their house that was bought by their parent because kids don't have credit cards, right? So why are you get out of here? Why are your panties in a bunch now?
My panties aren't in a bunch.
No, I just wanted to. I honestly just wanted to say that and get away with it. Why are your panties in a bunch? I've always wanted to say it, and I could say it. I know we could say it right here. It's a safe space. I could say it and get away with it.
It's a very all love.
Yeah. But I don't know. Come on, get out of here.
Okay, moving on from.
No, I'm not telling you to get out of here. I'm just saying that's kind of like my opinion on it. Like where we let them, Cosmopolitan, how to get a man, how to keep a man, and how to lose weight in this month's edition.
I know, and it's evolved into what we have now, which is the monster that is known as Instagram.
Okay, so what's the problem?
And I think what the problem is that it's not a body positive space. It's not a...
Oh, wah.
No, it's not... Don't wah. It's not a body positive space. It
doesn't need to be. It's a representation of society and what people actually think and do. So if you have a problem with that, you have to figure out a way to change society as a whole. I mean, come on.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it should be more of a body positive space.
But why? You're basically saying, okay, I want everyone to think a certain way because this is the way I want you to think.
No, it's just I'm simply giving my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm just poking fun at your opinion.
You're poking fun at my opinion.
But I'd actually there's a little truth in there. So give me a reason. I'd love to hear it.
I think it's the people that are on Instagram. 90% of people that are on Instagram are under the age of 35, and we're all still in a developmental phase when it comes to our mental health and just our brains in general. And when we have these influences that we can't necessarily just shut down or shut off, maybe for an hour a day or 2 hours a day, but you're not no one's quitting Instagram for. Some people do the Instagram cleanse, I know, where they'll shut everything down. I'm shutting it all down. But the average person either will not or cannot do that. So they're bombarded with these images that tell them that they're not good enough. That's what these images. Take this pill, or drink this tea, or use this filler, or work out for 35 minutes like hardcore from this video, this meme every day, and you'll be a better person.
It's freedom of speech. It's someone getting up there and doing whatever they want to do. And if you choose to listen to them because you choose to follow them, you choose to make that person a part of your life. You make choices, and choices have consequences. So I don't know what to tell you.
You're right. It is a choice that people make to follow these so-called influencers on Instagram. But how much of a choice do you have? I'm not talking about like someone like that's like me. I'm not talking about a 36-year-old grown-ass woman. I'm talking about like a 17, 18, 19-year-old, maybe even 20, 21-year-old. Things aren't completely... they've got maybe low self-esteem issues or whatever the case may be. And they're seeing these images, and they're seeing these recommendations, and they're thinking, this is going to make my life better. That's what they're thinking. This is going to make my life better. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow this person, and I'm going to listen to this person. And it might not necessarily be the right thing for them, but they don't know that because they're so young and impressionable. So how do we address that issue? I think that's what Instagram is trying to do with this push to censor these advertisements or these posts, sorry.
My position still stands. I mean, these are all choices that are made. They're made by parents. They're made by individuals who, if you're talking to people that are above the age of 18, but we're not specifically talking about that. We're talking to people under. They're choices. And, I mean, there's consequences. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't know the consequences of our choices and our actions as we're making those choices. But that doesn't negate the fact that they are still choices, and there are still consequences to those choices. So, yeah, if you don't like it, get off the platform.
Okay,
if you don't like it, don't follow the person.
That's your stance. Got it. There was a 2017 report called The Status of Mind, published by the Royal Society of Public Health in the United Kingdom, that kind of turned this whole thing on its head. It examined the effects of social media on young people, specifically 1,500 people between the ages of 14 and 24. And it found that Instagram was the worst. Some of the positive points were they were good for self-expression and self-identity, community building, and emotional support. But it was also associated with high levels of anxiety, depression, bullying, body image, as we just talked about, and FOMO. So that is what this report was basically saying. It kind of, as I said, turned everything on its head and kind of shone a light on Instagram and what Instagram's was all about.
Okay, I wouldn't really challenge any of those things. I'd just say, okay, would you really think people were posting the worst photos of themselves? Did you really think that people were going to post themselves sitting in a cubicle, or post a series of pictures months later from their summer vacation to 3 places? Come on. What are you
saying to me right now?
I don't know what I don't know what you're handing me right now. I don't know. I feel like we're playing t-ball right now. Like, you're not even pitching. You're just like, yo, here's the ball. Just hit it.
So not true. Not true. I think the reason I wanted to bring up this study was because of some of the solutions they came up with, and I want to get your thoughts on this actually. Introducing pop-ups with heavy usage warning for social media. So they're saying that like things like heavy usage is causing lack of sleep and depression and anxiety and, as I said, all the other things I said, FOMO and the body image issues. So putting up a heavy warning, like heavy usage warning.
So I would say that's not the responsibility of the platform. Mm-hmm. However, it is, although it is not the responsibility of the manufacturer of the phone either, some manufacturers, like Apple, do have things integrated into their operating system that allow you to, you know, put your phone to sleep and you know, turn off the ringer at times and do things like that. So, I mean, these are you're basically telling me that we're allowed to have no willpower and it's somebody else's responsibility because we have no willpower. That's what you're saying.
Not necessarily. That's not what I'm. If that's what it's coming across, that's not what I'm trying to say. This is just what's happening. Like, I'm not trying to say it. It's what. It's what. Like, this is what's happening. You know. You see me when I come into my house. I put my cell phone down at the front table of my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I leave it there. I don't check Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat. This is not me. I'm speaking on behalf of the people. This is what's going on with the people. You know, even and Instagram recognized this, and in the summer of 2018, they added an in-app function so that users can put a time limit on how long they use the app per day. So they're listening. They're listening.
Yeah, that was. I bet that was a fun development challenge. That was fun. That must have been fun. I would have loved to. They're
listening. Oh, this one is very controversial for me.
Okay,
controversial. This is super controversial. No, this is not even the most controversial suggestion they came up with, but this one's pretty out there. Social media is to highlight photos that have been digitally manipulated. So they're supposed to let you know when a photo has been filtered, enhanced, not personal people's pictures, like a Kim Kardashian advertisement or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, let it know when, you know, she's got a little bit of lip filler, a little bit of eye lifting going on, you know? So that's what they're saying. That's what they suggest they do. Obviously, to combat the body image stuff.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
You're not touching that one?
I mean, if that's the course of action, I mean, I think that's absolutely hilarious. Good luck. That's hilarious.
Good luck with that one.
That one's hilarious.
This is the one that really got my attention. Social media platforms to provide reliable and consistent mental health information to their users. But how they're doing this is by finding users who have mental health issues through an algorithm. Like, that is not cool. That is not cool.
Wait,
there's
so
a lot
now,
of
so now you're not see what how far is too far? That's what I was asking.
I'm telling you now, that is too far. That is too. I don't want my bipolar butt being targeted on Instagram and sending me, oh, you know, here's an app that'll help you with your bipolar. Like, I don't want that for myself. Like, I don't want it.
Well, too bad. That's what you're going to get.
I don't want it. I don't want to have anything part of it, anything to do with it. It makes me not want to go on my computer or my phone. To know that there's an algorithm out there right now that Facebook is using right now.
No. Here's the thing. These algorithms already exist.
They already exist.
It's a matter of, like, no, they've probably already written them, but it's just a matter of, can we put them into production? Like, yeah, that's all they're wondering. Like, they've probably already written it. Like, if you're hearing about it in the news or you're hearing,
it's already happening.
Like,
it's done.
All this is a flip of a switch. They had developers on this for like 8 months. You know, like they can flip a switch.
Oh my gosh. Safe social media used to be taught in school. I like this one. I like this one. I know you're going to... Actually, I'm not going to say what you're going to say because I don't know what you're going to say, but I like this one.
Say that again.
Safe social media use to be taught in schools.
I mean, if parents aren't going to do it, then I guess, yeah, throw it in school. But, you know, look what happened with sex ed. That's all I'm saying.
What did happen with sex ed?
Exactly. We're still asking.
We're still asking the question.
We're still asking.
What did happen with sex ed?
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is, how can we protect our mental health, but at the same time not quit this platform, like not quit Instagram? Like, how could we?
You can't have your cake and eat it too, lady. What's worth more to you, your mental health or being on social media? I mean, the statistics speak for themselves. They say that social media messes up your head. So what is the easiest solution to stop messing up your head with social media? Get off social media. Go outside. Take a walk. I'm not arguing with the science. Yeah.
If you're not willing to be as extreme as JR is telling you to be, the mute and block function are also really powerful tools. Like,
I don't know what that is.
Like muting and blocking, like muting things out and blocking things out off of Instagram.
Yeah, you make choices on what you consume.
Yeah, who you follow, what as you said, what you consume. So being more discerning and aware. I think bringing some awareness to your life when it comes to your social media use and your Instagram use, I think would be very helpful.
So I just wanted to go back and touch on the whole ads thing that you were talking about before, Instagram and Facebook. I just want to bring some clarity to that, because the only way that they're going to target you in order to get a small enough sample size that you're going to be able to target people is the person's already got to be looking at something that's in that area. So for them, you're going to target people that are already, involved in, let's say, for example, weight loss and, exercise, and are looking at those types of materials. And that's the people that they're going to target with those ads. Unfortunately, like weight loss and plastic surgery, they're looking like, do you want to show? Like if you looked up, let's say, for example, like, how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days and Botox and then fitness, exercise, and I don't know, Chipotle.
And Chipotle.
That might be the part of that, how they build the algorithm to find you. Like that might be what they're looking at. You never know. So I mean, you gotta unpack some of the things that they were saying. Anyway, keep it moving.
Okay, so April of this year, another controversial thing that Instagram started doing in April of this year was they created a private like count. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that means.
So the private like count publicly hides the number of likes a photo or video receives, and only the owner of the content can see the amount of likes that they get. Now, I didn't even realize that this was happening, and it's only happening in Canada. It's not happening in the States. They rolled this test out in Canada.
Oh, cool. We
were the guinea pigs.
Nice.
It's still doing it right now, and I checked my Instagram when I read this, and true to form, there's no counter or anything on the page anymore. There's still obviously how many followers I have, but not how many people like my information. And I even went so far as to look up Kim K to see if it was accurate, like if it was all across the board, or if the celebrities were getting special treatment, or the people with the blue check marks were getting special treatment, and they're not. It's not showing the count anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know. Now that we're in this likeless space, is it better for our mental health? Like, because we're in a like culture. That's the culture of like.
I don't know, man. You keep trying to have your cake and eat it too. You keep trying to find ways to stay on social media and effectively help your mental health. And we already have the answer. So anything it's like having a doctor that says, you know what, you look like you have some heart disease. You need to start eating a healthy, balanced diet and start exercising. And you start eating a balanced diet and exercising, but you still eat cheeseburgers. You know, you're exercising, but you're eating cheeseburgers all the time. And then something happens to you, and you're like, oh, why did it happen? Well, I was exercising, yeah, but you didn't change your diet. Like, you can't go half-assed. You got to go all in. So, I don't know. You keep trying to find ways to half-ass this, and I don't know.
No, I'm not trying to.
No. I'm just saying you keep trying to express ways to half-ass it. I'm like, no, you're gonna have to like get rid of it. It's like a drug.
It's been said to be more addictive than cigarettes and alcohol. You're not addicted to it, so you would know.
I don't know. I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not a big alcohol drinker, and I just got off Instagram. So, I mean,
you're doing your own cleanse.
I'm addicted to other things.
It's funny though that internet addiction, it's not officially recognized in the DSM-5, even though like,
oh my gosh,
it.
You're trying to make me laugh, right? You're really trying to make me laugh.
Why would you think people couldn't be addicted to the internet?
I don't know. I guess people can be. People addicted to anything. I don't know. I can't define addiction. I'm not like a professional, so I don't know what addiction. The definition of addiction is, and I want to make it clear. I did not done anybody's Instagram addiction. Okay. I just think it's kind of like funny that like we're talking. You know, we're putting Instagram, the use of Instagram up there with like, you know, bipolar, schizophrenia, and you know.
No, but I think it's not necessarily bipolar or schizophrenia level, but it's like it's causing depression, anxiety, loneliness, like social anxiety. People are being bullied online, which you haven't even touched on yet. The bullying.
Yeah, but get off. Disappear.
Disappear? I asked the question earlier, like, quitting, of course, quitting is an option. I'm not saying quitting is not an option, but for people, especially young people who are, it's their right arm, it's their extra appendage, that cell phone. It's their extra appendage. They're going to be on it. So shouldn't we find a way to, like, help them navigate this technology? Because there's no checks and balances on this technology. There seems to be barely any rules to it. You know, to technology seemingly in general, there seems to be no rules to me.
You just don't want to take. You're just basically saying that you don't want to take responsibility for anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, then help me understand.
What I'm saying, or what I'm trying to say, is social media is not going anywhere. It's a thing. It's here. It's arrived. You know, Instagram started in 2010. It's almost 10 years old. You know, it's not going anywhere. So how do we, as a society, use this tool for the good instead of the bad? Like,
you can't.
Why do you say that?
Because in order for the platform to be successful, it can't be regulated. Once you start regulating it, people will leave, and then another platform will pop up, and the process will start all over again. People like free speech.
Fair enough. So I know we've had this conversation about Instagram today, and I think that there could be a pleasant medium for some people other than just like ripping themselves right off of the gram. So some solutions: turning off your notifications for a couple hours, or
that one works. I like that one. I use that one.
Yeah, turning off your notifications, putting it on airplane mode or do not disturb. Deleting apps that contribute to negative or unhealthy body image or other feelings of inadequacy. And instead of that, adding apps like travel apps or meditation apps like Insight Timer or Calm. Using a real alarm clock instead of your cell phone alarm clock so that you're not using your phone literally as soon as you wake up.
I tried to do that recently.
Did you?
And I went to the store, and would you believe it? Like, they had about 8 different alarm clocks. And I was like, I want the cheapest one they have, which was like $8. That sold out. The next one up, sold out. And then they had like 3 of them. They were like in the 30, 40, and $50. I'm like, I'm not paying that.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's cray-cray.
That's exactly. Anyway.
Take a day off of social media and focus on other things, because there are other things in life that are going on. Consider putting your phone in grayscale to make it less attractive to you, for you to want to reach out and grab it. Set boundaries as to when you can use social media and check your notifications. So setting some boundaries for yourself is always good. And start a habit of placing your phone, which is what I do, at the door when you walk in to your home instead of carrying it around with you all over the place. So those are some pleasant medium solutions other than JR's harsh reality of just quit.
You mentioned that. It was one of your solutions.
Just for a day.
No, you said quit before. Okay, maybe you said just for a day. I don't know.
It was just for a day. It's just for a day. You gotta ease into it. You know
okay,
what I
yeah,
mean?
but you're doing it. Yeah, you do it for a day and you see how you feel, and then you're gonna feel good, and then you're gonna do it again, and you do it for 2 days and you feel good,
and you feel good,
and then you're gonna do it for 3 days and you feel good. Then you do it for a week and you're gonna feel great. And then you're gonna be like a month.
You're gonna go mad.
No, you gotta fill your life with things that are productive. Like back to the whole your wellness kit thing, and you have to put things in place in your life that make you happy, that you enjoy doing, that don't involve your phone. So if you like to jog, if you like to ride your bike, then you got to do those things. Because if you are riding your bike for an hour, by the time you get home, you're not even going to look at your phone. You're going to be tired. You're going to get something to eat, and you're going to pass out. You may even like Netflix something and pass out. You just gotta, for your mental health, you gotta like take yourself away from the things that are causing undue stress in your mind, like the cell phones, the applications. They constantly have your mind processing things. Sometimes you just walk away. Get a dog.
Get a dog. Get a goldfish.
No, get a dog that you got to pay attention to. You know, I would say have a baby, but
have a kid. I was gonna say have a kid. Have a kid. That'll take away your attention, and it'll be like bare pictures of your kid on social media.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
I second that motion, and I think a certain level of self-awareness as well. Like, don't go on the posts for, super thin, let's be, that are going to affect your body image and your mind. You know yourself well enough to know what's going to have a negative effect on you. And honestly, just being aware of who you add, what you're looking at, the content you're looking at, it's just very, very important, I think, if you're going to stay on the Instagram. I'm not recommending one way or the other you do so or don't, because I'm on the gram and I'm planning on staying on the gram for a little while. But if I find that it's, deeply affecting my mental health, I'm going to have to check myself. So with that said, if you guys want to talk a little bit more about Instagram, or you want to tell me and JR how wrong we are and how awesome Instagram is and how you're never going to get off of it or whatever, JR, let them know how they can reach me.
Yeah, definitely. You can reach Onika at Dysh, DYSH, at daintydysh.com. That's DAINTYDYSH.com. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
give us a 5. You deserve a 5.
Thank you so much. Please subscribe. If you're listening to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, please give us a like, subscribe, feedback. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's it for me.
All right, like I said, that has been the dish of the day, and I hope y'all have yourselves a very, very, very happy